We now return to A Farewell to Friends. Here again is Katie Couric.
He was Friends' first breakout star. But for those who knew David Schwimmer way back when, that was no surprise. He was always serious, talented, and driven to succeed. He even founded a theater company when he was still in college. So what will he do now that he's a multi-million-dollar TV superstar without a show? Anything he wants.
Yeah, for some reason, there's no fear for me. I'm not at all afraid. I'm more excited than anything. I mean, it's just been a great run, you know, and I think all of us feel like we've reached our time to move on.
He played the geek who somehow got the girl. For David Schwimmer, playing the romantically challenged Ross wasn't much of a stretch, and the producers knew it. He was the first of the Friends to be cast.
Your character, Ross, was the first one really written as part of the ensemble with you in mind, as a lovable, neurotic geek.
Yeah.
What did you say? Gee, I'm so flattered.
Yeah, I was like, that's me.
You had no problems with that?
No, I mean, there was definitely part of me that identified with that aspect of the character, the neurotic, kind of lovable loser. And if you see pictures of me in high school, especially, 12, 13, 14 years old, I mean, you'll completely understand why.
It's hard for me to believe, because I look at you now, you look very GQ. You got product in your hair. You look very stylish.
Well, about 35 surgeries. Like I had a baby face, like, no hair on my chest, but for some reason I had like a little mustache, I was like, this is great. Braces, headgear, mustache, overweight, I was a lady killer.
You were a total stud.
So, even the camera guy's laughing. Yeah, laugh away, laugh it up.
David might have found it funny if he hadn't been growing up in the mecca of physical perfection, Beverly Hills, California. His parents were both lawyers. His mom even handled Roseanne's first divorce. After high school, David almost followed in the family's footsteps until he enrolled in a summer acting program at Northwestern University outside Chicago.
Do you ever regret not being a lawyer?
Not for a moment.
Yeah, there are not many people out there who say, gee, I wish I'd become a lawyer.
I got to play one on TV.
That was in 1994 on a very short-lived comedy called Monty, starring one-time sitcom icon Henry Winkler. But the 6 years David spent trying to succeed in show business were anything but happy days.
You made a lot of attempts to break into Hollywood that were not so successful. I mean, at some point were you like, ugh, I just need to pack my bags and hit the road?
No, I never thought about quitting. I need to take a break every now and then. When I came out after graduating from Northwestern, I thought, well, I'll come out in 3 months, I'll be making millions of dollars as a movie star. Like, I really believed that.
You did?
Absolutely.
What were you smoking?
Well, no, like, when I graduated Northwestern, I was at the top of my game, and
you thought, I'm the man.
I was like, yeah, I was the man, along with my colleagues in the theater company. We were it, so I thought, yeah, I'll come out to L.A., I'll take that city.
But the city was taking its toll on him. And after Monty went belly up, David had sworn off sitcoms.
And in fact, when the role of Ross came up, you were like, no thanks.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm never doing this again. So I went back to Chicago to do theater. And while I was there, I got the call about, from my agent who said, well, I know you don't want to do another TV show, but there's a show, and she used this key word that got me, which was it's an ensemble show. Like your theater company, it's an ensemble. Just take a look. And I was like, all right, I'll take a look.
After that ensemble had proven itself as a must-see TV mainstay, it had bargaining power.
All right, I want my monkey.
But early on, Schwimmer was the first cast member to emerge as a star on his own. Movies, magazines, and a chance at big money.
It was made clear to me that I could go back in and renegotiate for a higher salary than some of the other actors on the show. And it was at that point that I just thought, well, that's ridiculous, because all of us are showing up for the same amount of work, for the same amount, everyone's giving 100%. It's an ensemble show, and we all decided, look, let's just be paid equally, no matter what. Let's all try to get as much as we can, but we're all here doing the same amount of work, and we're all equals, so let's do this together.
Using the litigious laurels he gleaned from his parents, David led the way as the cast of Friends ultimately negotiated a deal for $1 million per episode, each. After all, that's what friends are for.
You got a friend in me.
We were like 6 pieces of a puzzle that just felt like, okay, this works, and that is just chance.
From the top.
But, as they like to say in Hollywood, what he really wants to do is direct.
Action.
David's already been at the helm for 9 episodes of Friends, a smattering of independent films, and rumor has it he's already signed on to direct an episode of the Friends spinoff, Joey, for his pal Matt LeBlanc. Of course, at 37, he won't rule out taking another acting gig if the right one comes along.
Do you worry about always being typecast as Ross?
Sure.
Do you ever think you should call up Henry Winkler and say...
You know, I think of Henry, then I think, you know, Woody Harrelson on Cheers. After that, he did one movie, Natural Born Killers, in which he played, you know, a psychotic murderer that just allowed people to imagine him in another light. And I think for some people, it's just the opportunity to demonstrate range.
Are you itching to play a psychotic killer, perhaps?
I'm not itching to play a psychotic killer.
But I think
I'm
it
certainly
must be,
open to it.
yeah,
but,
I was going to say it would be nice to play somebody polar opposite.
Yeah.
You know, who wasn't lovable, neurotic, and geeky, but who was, I don't know.
Psychotic, lovable, and geeky.
Coming up, the Friends family tree. Could it be more complicated?
Is that something that...
And later, Katie, Matt, and friends remember when they all first met.
When you look back at that, what goes through your mind, Matt?
Your hair. All my hair, actually.
Oh, jeez. That is a different phone. Oh, is it? Is it? Well, somebody's actually here. Hi. Let me call you right back. I'm doing a scene.